It's official, Meds. I claim K-pop Demon Hunters as the best movie of the year, nay, of all time.
You're not being serious, are you?
Did you even watch K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah, I actually did watch it, only because everyone was just going feral over it. But, like, I mean, the animation was good and all, but, like, I don't know, man.
No, what? It is literally perfect.
Listen, I'm sorry, but to me, it really just felt like K-pop propaganda.
And it's good propaganda.
So you're telling me that you want to be a part of the K-pop hive mind?
Damn right! If I was in that crowd watching the Saja Boys levitate, I would be eating that up. I would even jump straight into Ginwa's sexy little fire mouth.
Please don't say that. I'm going to give you 10 solid reasons right now on why this movie generally is not worth the hype.
And I will tell you why each of those 10 reasons are wrong.
Robyn, the fact that you want to jump into the fiery mouth of the big bad is proof and everything I need to know why everyone hates K-pop stans.
What? I'm not even a K-pop stan. That's the funny part. I'm not even a K-pop stan. I just really like this movie.
Well, I understand you like the movie, and there's no disrespect towards that. But I think to those of you who do not understand this movie, or you maybe have heard of it, I'm sure you've at least heard of it to some degree, because I felt like an old man when people started telling me that I don't know anything about this movie. So I had to watch it myself. And the basic plot is it's about a trio K-pop group called Huntrix, right? And they're like a part of this long line dynasty of like protectors of the world against demons, right? You know, they use their power of music and their voices to unite the souls of the world, and using that to seal away the demons with this thing called the Han Moon. Han Moon? Yeah, Han Moon. I think it's the Han Moon.
Han Moon. Han Moon.
Yeah. Well, the point is like a whole classic vibe of like K-pop is the savior of the world, and they have to seal away the demons for good. And they're also trying to do like this spiritual golden Han Moon that will make sure they never come back. They never leave the demons.
No. You are totally rushing it. You are totally rushing it.
I'm giving you an overview.
Big thing about it is that there's generations, and the movie is about the latest generation. So there is a generation of like 3 like musical women, and what they do is they generate this Hanmun through their music, and the Hanmun keeps the demons down and protects them. And each generation, the goal is to like increase the Hanmun territory and ultimately complete it and then upgrade it to Golden Edition, like they're Fortnite players. Like that is the goal.
Right.
To seal the demons away, point blank, period.
Right. Well, I mean, I will say this. I have my gripes, but I will start off by going with the positives, okay? I don't want you to assume that I hate this movie. I don't. But like the few things I will say that are good, like I like the animation. The animation was rather good. I thought it was pretty solid. I think my favorite part was just how expressive they were. Like that was my favorite part about that. They were all very expressive.
A lot of fun.
Super fun.
You could tell the animators had fun with it.
Exactly. You could tell that they were enjoying the little expressions. I don't want to go too far into spoilers yet. We'll give you the spoiler warning later if you haven't watched it yet. But for the most part, I love the animation. It was fun, you know? It really made me wish, with how expressive they were, that if they ever made a Teen Titans animated show again, they bring it back in this animation style, genuinely speaking.
Actually, they should do that. Sony should do that.
It's perfect. It's genuinely perfect. But my dreams will never come true because Hollywood hates me. But the second thing, the other thing that I really liked, I would say the music was good. I mean, that was kind of the whole point of the movie. You know, that's where all the budget went, I feel like, was just the music and making them super fun and catchy. Like, I really don't think there was a song that missed. Like, I mean, I'll be honest.
I do think they were solid. I think it's very K-pop-esque because I've heard people criticize the music and be like, it's so basic. But that's sort of like what K-pop is. It's very much like if you don't like the music, then you don't understand what K-pop is. Not to say that you can't not like the music, but you can't say it's bad just because you don't like it.
It is what it is. It is sanitized K-pop, and that's what it is. You're right. And like, I'm not like a hater of K-pop, but I'm very open-minded. I would listen to K-pop, so don't get the idea when I go into my gripes that I'm a hater of K-pop. No. I actually listen to some K-pop. Okay, I listened to a little bit of the New Jeans, a little bit of the Blackpink.
Name 3 K-pop bands.
I just listened to 2 of them. There's BTS.
Listen, BTS.
Those
Okay.
are the BTS, Blackpink, New Jeans. Those are like the three big ones. I know that. But at least I gave you three. You can't judge me if I don't know if I know three.
Right.
Yeah.
Down to 5.
Hey, whoa. Don't be pushing your luck here, okay? I like a few handful of songs. I'm not a complete hater of all music. I enjoy music. I respect, if anything, K-pop as an art form, okay? It takes a lot of balls to do dancing, singing, all at once. It takes a lot of work. And especially choreograph it all. I can see the hard work, so I respect it. But back to the movie. Let's see. Oh yeah, the jokes. The jokes were also pretty funny. You know, I mean, there were a few jokes that were a little goofy, silly. You know, I thought they were fine. Like it was serviceable, right? Like it was serviceable. I mean, like this is like family friendly movie.
If you didn't laugh, you just don't get it, because you know a lot of the jokes were just like K-drama jokes, and that's what I love. It was like K-drama vibes, and I understood it. So the girls that get it, and the girls that don't. And if you're just not getting it, Medz, then you're just not that girl.
Listen, I don't mind a little bit of
Sorry,
corniness.
I'm being really aggro. No,
trust me. This is just a taste, I'm sure.
I'm too excited.
You just wait till I talk about my gripes, okay? All my freaking 10 gripes of this video, of this entire movie. But now, the last compliment I will give it is that, like, it is not boring. I'll tell you that. It isn't boring. It really is not boring, but it is also the flaw of this movie because, you know, at least there was a lot of stuff happening. It was entertaining to look at. Animation was cool. Overall, like, I get why people like it. But man, it could have been better. It could have been so much better. And the underlying stinkiness that is what bothers me. There's a lot of underlying stinkiness that really bothers me. Let me go to my first gripe. Okay, let me go to this first gripe, okay? Because I do not like the pacing of this movie. This movie genuinely is on crack. I mean, I think it's really honestly because our brains are riddled and used to TikTok. It's like the TikTokification of movie. It's like the TikTokification of movies. That's how it feels.
Actually, it's funny that you say that because the movie was actually intended to be like 3.5 hours long.
What the
but Netflix executives made the creators cut down the movie.
I don't blame them. Honestly, like, I'm trying to understand how you can make a 3-hour movie. You can make this a 1.5 hour movie.
Good.
You could have easily made that a 1.5 hour movie.
No, because it was so much just about Rumi. They didn't get as much into Mira and Zoe. So, like, I could see, like, almost 1 hour being dedicated to each girl.
But, like, that's the thing. You don't need to dedicate. This is what I mean. Like, it's like the Snyder Cut. It's like the Snyder Cut, right? It's like you could make a 3-hour long movie, but you don't need to. Like, it just needs to look good. And I can understand why Netflix probably stepped in because they know that I'm sure Netflix has a retention graph YouTube style where they can see how long people are watching their movies for. They got to make sure it's fast editing because half the time, and they admit it themselves, that their movies and shows are legit just like second monitor material. And I'm sure they didn't want this one to be second monitor material, so they had to make it super fast paced to keep people's attention, which it definitely did, but it was just so jarring and frustrating because I'm feeling the same thing with every other movie right now. Like I haven't watched Superman yet, but I heard the Superman movie is the same issue where it's super, super fast paced. I watched Fantastic Four, super fast paced, but I don't think it was nearly as fast paced as this movie was.
I just think you can't keep up because I did not have an issue with that. I thought the pacing was really, really good, actually. I feel like it really hit the spot and it was nice and snappy, but also gave you all the information you needed.
Listen, there's so many other animated movies out there that still have a little bit faster kid brain rot pacing, but they at least have a lot more charm to it. This is brain rot pacing. You can't lie to me.
Not.
This is really fast paced. They know who they're making these movies for.
You spend a lot of your spare time watching Coco Melon, Medz. I know.
Not even Coco Melon is this fast.
Slow. No, but you like it nice and slow. You like the little light 1, 2,
okay,
3,
no.
4. You like that nice little slow pace so that you can keep up with it. Not all of us can be media literate, so it's okay.
Like, it just doesn't give you space to breathe. It's like it really just feels like they're jumping from like one cool, crazy, badass girly pop moment to then the hot, sexy demon moment. It's like it didn't really feel like it flowed. Like let me give you a good example. Okay, I'm gonna give you a good example.
I think you just need to get better at breathing.
Shut the fuck up. I can breathe just fine. I can breathe just fine.
You're complaining about not having the time to breathe, but I'm doing it just fine right now. I breathe in, I'll breathe out.
Let me explain my point of view here. Okay, let me give you a good example.
Okay,
I've recently watched another movie that was more for general audiences, right? And I honestly didn't even know what I was signing up for. The only reason I booked the tickets for this movie is because Freddie Wong was all over my Instagram promoting this shit. And the movie's called Sketch, by the way. And it's like a movie about like a girl and her family, or her single father, and them trying to deal with the loss of their mother. And it was a normally paced movie. It felt really relaxed. Even though yes, they were moving from thing to thing really fast, they let certain things sit. They let emotions sit. And I'm like, that's what makes a movie good, you know? It makes letting you like actually digest what you're watching. Because that's the issue with new movies nowadays. It's just that they don't let you digest what you're watching. And I honestly suggest you watch Sketch, because it genuinely will make you feel like a general audience movie can be good. Even Puss in Boots, in the other animated movie, The Last Wish, that was a well-paced movie. I love that movie. And it's still made for general audiences. It didn't have to go ADHD brain rot mode. It just feels like now every movie is doing the same thing. And I hate that this is becoming the new precedent for it. So that rubs me the wrong way.
I'm really wondering if it is more of a Netflix issue, though, because if you think about it, all the movies that you're listing were out in theaters. K-pop Demon Hunters did not go out in theaters. It was straight to streaming.
That could be a reason why. That honestly could be the reason. And like, honestly, that would make so much sense.
Because I'm wondering what it would be like if it was a theater movie.
If anything, if they make the sequel a theater movie and they actually end up making it like super, like better pacing, I would not be giving it as much shit as I am now. Because I will tell you right now, like there was a lot of good elements to it, but I think this is where we have to get into spoilers. I think this is where a lot of the problems I have come with the spoilers. And so spoiler warning, if you really, really have not watched it yet, or if you don't care, you can stick around. But if you better leave now, otherwise we're going to be spoilering. I know Robyn's been holding her soul
Honestly, yeah, I was going to be straight up behind the scenes, guys. He was like, oh, well, we need to separate the non-spoilers from the spoilers. I'm going to be straight up. If you haven't watched this movie already, you don't deserve rights. You don't deserve
You're
rights.
not adding to the K-pop bullshit, Robyn.
Rights.
You're not helping the K-pop stands right now.
You don't deserve rights. I'm sorry. You have to have watched this movie, because either you watch the movie or you have someone in your life who has forced you to watch the movie. And if you somehow dodged it, I'm sorry, I'm enslaving you, and I expect you at my house, and I want you to do my laundry.
All I'm gonna say is, if you have watched it and don't just pause and leave a comment. We do want to hear your unfiltered thoughts, because I would like to hope that maybe I'm not the only one that feels this way. Because the fact that this movie movie got a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, no fucking shot. I'm not saying it's not deserved. It's not, but it's not better than Spider-Verse. Okay, you know, I'm getting a little hand. I'm gonna breathe, because I know how to breathe. And I am going to talk about my first gripe. Okay, my first big gripe. My first big gripe was, I feel like because of the pacing, because as you said, they maybe cut out so much of this fucking movie, the story just felt so rushed and half-baked. It did not feel like they completed a lot of ideas that they wanted it to complete.
Well, that's because they didn't. Like I said, it was supposed to be a 3-hour movie, and they had to shorten it. They literally had to pretty much cut the time in half. And honestly, I think that they did a great job. I think the only criticism where the story felt like rushed was that Mira and Zoe were sort of cut out of it. Like, really, they were just there within Rumi's world. And that sort of sucks, because I felt like they were the stronger of the two characters, which tends to happen to side characters. But I think saying that the whole story was rushed, like, isn't it? Oh, also, I think the romance was a tiny bit rushed, but, like, not that bad.
I will get to that romance part. The thing is, yes, I agree. It definitely looks like a lot of it was cut out. But if you think about it like this, whoever scripted this movie went into the thought process of, it's going to be a 3-hour long movie. Motherfucker, this did not need to be 3 hours long. Like, you could have easily closed it. No, it did not. You did not need 3 hours.
K-pop Demon Hunters. I need my writer-director's cut. 3-hour K-pop Demon Hunters.
If they really badly wanted to tell a longer story, it should not have been a movie. I mean,
honestly, yeah, I feel like I would have liked it as a show too.
It would have done great as a show, I bet. It could have been another Arcane, you know? It had to feel like the same vibe.
Oh, true.
But here's the thing, right? It's like, fine, they gutted this movie, whatever. But at the same time, if the creator had the intention of this so much story, yeah, they could have done that. But like, even then, you could still manage to get you to care about and enjoy all these characters. But they obviously only focus on Rumi, which is fine. I think they did a good job characterizing Mira and Zoe. That was fine. I like those characters. I think Mira was my least favorite, though. She kind of was just a little annoying to me. Like,
what? No, yeah, I just don't think you like strong, independent women.
That's not what it was. That's not what it was. You're sexist. I literally said I like 2 of the women out of the third one. How does that make me sexist?
No, you're sexist.
I guess I just hate you too.
You're saying you don't like strong one. You like the two cute, sweet ones, but you don't like the strong one.
I think
That's
you're
a bit
just
of a
projecting. I think you're just projecting your insecurities onto me right now because clearly I very much enjoyed the characters. I just thought Mira was a little too annoying with how she's like, I'm a cool, I went against my parents kind of thing. I thought she was just like, she acted a little too broody edgy, a little bit. I was like, it's kind of boring, kind of annoying. But
that's
anyway,
her.
that's my
That's
gripe.
her.
That is my gripe. That is my gripe. The other gripe,
I think your gripe is wrong.
the
and
other issue
sexist.
I had with the story was that like they explained, I think, decently fine. Like it's almost like the Avatar: The Last Airbender. All you really need to know is like what the intro says, and then you get the point of the movie, right? You get the point of the plot of the show. But they didn't like they did that here, but they only did it for one side and not for the demons. The demons, it was so hard to understand what their whole entire like lore and story was. Like, what is their actual goal besides eating souls? Like, you know, let me explain.
Sorry, Medz.
Oh
I'm
my God.
sorry. We didn't start the whole movie 10 minutes of just carefully explaining everything to you. I'm so sorry we didn't neatly package it with a little box of chicken nuggets and french fries so you'd understand the plot of your
Shut
movie.
the fuck up. That is not what I'm saying. Because you know
That
what?
is
Exactly.
literally what you're saying.
No. Exactly.
That's literally what you're saying.
Because this movie is just like, you ever heard of Show Don't Tell? This movie is all tell. It's like, it's
What
just.
do you mean? It showed a lot.
No, it tells you so.
I think you want it to tell you more from the way that you're describing your criticism. You sound like you want the movie to just hand the idea to you. This isn't a pitch room, Medz.
Let me explain to you what I mean, right?
Okay, explain. Explain.
If you see the demons, right? We already know the rules of the good guys. We know how the hunters work. We know what they are. I don't care that they didn't explain how they got selected. It's fine. Suspension of disbelief. I just see these girls. Cool. They're awesome. Badass women. I'm on board with that. The demons, though, are like it's like the rules don't make sense. And they don't elaborate on like what are the bounds of their rules. My issue is like, okay, towards the end of the movie, everyone becomes brainwashed. How do they make everyone brainwashed? How does it make any sense? How come they weren't able to do this before? Like, there was no explanation behind that. But I'm like, okay, you know what?
Suspension at the beginning of the movie!
No, because they eat souls. That's it. They were just saying they eat the souls. They have to stop them from escaping, right? That's the...
No, but that is not a power of the demons. That is a power of the Saja boys. It's different. That is their specific power.
That's another thing. That's another fucking thing. Like, what is the difference between the demons? Okay, we obviously know that Rumi has the markings, right? She has the demon markings. So we understand the way you become a demon, and just based off of what, based off what Gino said, he's like, I basically was poor and sad, and I accepted this guy's power, Guima's power, to abandon my family, and he lived with that shame, right? So did every single demon take that? It doesn't look like they did. Like, it looks like half of them are just gremlins for the sake of being gremlins, and then some of them are just depressed little souls, which is fair. He's feeding off of their insecurities and their shame. That's fine. I don't mind that. But it feels like it doesn't explain what that is. Like, imagine if throughout the movie, instead of like the demon boys being like, I'm edgy, we should do a K-pop group. What if he had the idea by looking at the world and like seeing it? Because he can connect apparently to the fucking surface world, which sometimes I also was confused about. Like, can he not hear what he's saying? Because every time Gino was like, I hate these guys. I hate these guys. I don't like them. Yet he's like, he's fine with it. Like, he's okay with them talking smack. Like, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
What are you gabbing on about?
I'm gabbing on the fact of the rules of the demons were very sloppy. I think the demons could have been better written.
You literally explained all the rules of the demons. Because ultimately what the demons are is they are people who have been taken over by shame, and Guima takes them, eats their souls, and then they become stuck there forever miserable in their shame. That's what every single one of them are. They all have a pinpoint of shame that brings them there and makes them slaves, essentially, to Guima.
Mm-hmm. That I got, obviously. But what
else do you need then?
The issue as well that I have is that we also...
You're just mad some of them are sexy and some of them aren't?
No!
You want all of them to be sexy? Oh yes, let's stop and make the whole world wildly attractive. Every woman looks like Sydney Sweeney and every man looks like Zac Efron. Does that make you feel better, Medz?
I mean, honestly, it would be also bad, honestly. If you think about that, we're like designer babies. Maybe that's the next future.
Oh gosh.
No. My reasoning for not liking the whole like demon thing is as well as like Genu was another issue for me. It's like he's the only good demon apparently, even though he's fucked up. So like they were so like
No.
no. Rumi was like this. No, listen. Rumi was talking to him. He's like,
no, I'm stopping you right there because it's not that Genu is good. And honestly, the existence of Rumi sort of confirms that people can sympathize with these demons. The plot of the movie isn't whether the demons are good or bad. They are neutral just like we are, and they suffer just like we do, but they also do bad things just like we do. That is the point. It is to show that there is no difference between that and like the hunters, except the fact that the demons are constantly riddled with shame and it takes over their life. It's not whether Genu is good or bad, it's that Rumi helps him through his shame, which alleviates it for a bit, but then Guimont slaps him in the face back with it.
right. That I'm not disagreeing with that. It's more about the motive of the character. Think about this. Rumi and him, when they were talking, she's like, hey, make the Saja boys fail. You can stay up here and all the demons can die. So that defeats the whole purpose. Oh, they're just like us. She was like, I want to kill them all too. She only cares about him. And that's the thing. They have no characterization.
Because they connected. You got to think of it like racism. That's ultimately what it is that the hunters are racist to the demons. And the demons are being I think Takedown is honestly the perfect example of it, because Takedown is just them insulting the Saja boys because they're demons. They're not taking any time to get to know them. They're not taking any time to deconstruct them. They either A, hate them because they're demons, or B, don't hate them because they're hot and sexy. And that's literally how it is in the real world, where people will either hate you because you have a background that they don't like, or you do like a small little thing that they don't like, or they look past that because they think you're hot and sexy enough that they'll at least willing to get to know you.
I really, if that's the message they're trying to say, this movie should not have been for general audiences. Like, think of it like this. Like, the reason they had, like, okay, if that was the intention behind it, I didn't see it. It was very sloppy. You can't tell me.
You're stupid and you have no sense of media literacy.
That's not what it is. It's because
it's literally so obvious. So obvious.
How many times have you watched it?
Zootopia isn't an allegory for racism. Like, that is like...
No, that is so clearly an allegory for racism. It's like, it's meant to be a... They literally say it in the movie. They literally say it in the movie. We don't like predators.
More understanding about themes of racism than you. But this is a little concerning. Do you need to go back to school? Do you need to take a civics class?
Says the white woman.
Yeah, again, that you're only proving my point. It is terrifying that a white woman needs to tell you this.
It's more terrifying at the fact that you look this deep into a kid's movie.
People like you are the problem. You are sitting here wanting to dumb down this movie even more rather than just letting the movie exist. It's not a kid's movie. It's hit with the for general audiences mark, but that's because people aren't banging each other on screen. They're not saying shit, piss, fuck. They're not spreading their assholes, showing off their butt cheeks. They're not saying slurs. Like, that is the thing. Just because something is general audience doesn't mean it's for kids. It just means that it's not hitting any of the checklist markers that would warrant it a higher like rating, like R18 or T or whatever the fuck they are now.
Okay. PG, let's say this, right? If you want to say this movie had an allegory meaning, it was sloppily done. It can't, no. If you can't, okay, the one thing I will say, the one meaning that I took from the entire movie was that accept who you are, which is a very common meaning, which is a fair common meaning. But if you're trying to add this whole like extra layer, it feels like you're just adding too many things now. It's like, make the movie simple. I'm not saying they should dumb it down. It's up to the writers to make a simple enough movie to understand. You can still have layers underneath, but if you're going to go through all these lengths and jump the logic, which it doesn't even explain properly, then it becomes a whole theory then, rather than what the intention was. The intention to me, it seemed like the movie wanted to make a romantic drama, right? Where like a demon and a part demon can like fall in love, but then they were like, oh, we got to put these K-pop songs in there too. Oh, we also got to make sure there's cool action too. It's like, maybe, you know what? Maybe Netflix did fuck this movie up. Who knows? Maybe this 3-hour long movie could have been amazing, but just by looking at it, it just really feels like that the movie just did not know where it wanted to go, but the people that still watched it loved it for the surface level of like cool, hot K-pop women and being represented in animation with also cool songs. Like that's kind of the whole meaning behind it. It's very surface level. I think, you know what? The perfect way to describe this is like Italian brain rot. This is actually the perfect.
No.
Hey, no.
You are going to stop right there.
Let me explain.
Fucking idiot. You fucking piece
No.
of bread.
No.
Listen. Knob.
I am not being a knob. Hear me out.
Right there. It is nothing like Italian brain rot. And just because you don't have any sense of media literacy doesn't mean you get to insult this movie. You know what? I apologize to all our viewers that you have wasted X amount of time at this point just to find out that Medz is stupid and didn't pass the 6th grade. I'm so sorry. I suggest you all watch a different episode and subscribe because I swear this is the dumbest I've ever seen him. He has hit rock bottom, so it's only up from here in every other episode.
Wow. Let me explain real quick what I mean by the Italian brain rot analogy. The Italian brain rot is stupid on the surface. It is stupid on the surface, right? Everyone's like, what is this AI slop, right? What is this AI bullshit? Well, guess what? The entire fucking internet ate it up. They ate that shit up, right? Like how K-pop on the surface is like awesome, very bright and very awesome looking. Oh, wait, they ate that shit up, right? But brain rot as well, the intent behind it was a lot of racism. There was like, even if you were translated what else, yes, there was a whole, I'm not even kidding you. Like I've researched this shit. Like a lot of the stuff that these people are saying
were Italian memes.
No, but a lot of the people that were making them were like, they were saying some shit about like, you know, Gaza and stuff, like horrible things if you translated it. So,
what?
Yeah, see what I mean? Where it's like on the surface, it looks good, but then underneath, there's sometimes things you don't realize. I'm not saying.
Explain more.
I will say this, right? The idea, the comparison was on the surface, people look at it at the surface and just ingest it and love it at the surface, right? But they don't really think about the intention of what it was made for. And I think the intention of K-pop, this entire intention of this movie is to just glaze the K-pop fucking media and just normalize being obsessive. I feel like that's just like the underlying intention behind it.
There
wasn't really much of a way to like push that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that it was intended to just get people fucking excited about K-pop shit. Like the fact that these songs topped like the charts from what you told me, I think you said like they were topping the charts and they weren't even a real K-pop band.
They are making records. They are beating other K-pop people, and I don't think it is to glaze the K-pop industry because ultimately it is kicking the butt of people within the K-pop industry. It is more of a detriment than anything in a way. And it's like you can't sit here and compare it to brain rot and then also sit here and say that there's subliminal messaging in brain rot and just drop the topic.
Listen, it is. I don't want to go. This video is about K-pop, not the brain rot. I was just using it as an example. Okay.
No, you gotta at least give 1 minute more context.
I did.
60
okay,
seconds.
I did.
No, you did not. You literally
Bomber
just
the
dropped
Okakadillo
the bomb
was one of the fucking brain rots that people were that they created with the intention of being like with talking about like horrible things about bombing Gaza and shit like that. That was the intent. That was someone made it with that intention. That was what I mean. I'm not saying that that's what K-pop is. I'm just saying that as an example of on the surface, it's something funny and innocent, but on the surface, the intention of it is different. And to go back to the plot of the movie, again, I just thought it felt a little messy. It felt a little scrub. It didn't feel clean. I think it could have been better. I like the ideas. I like what they presented. I just think it was a little sloppy. Okay, Robyn, I don't hate the movie. I actually don't actively hate it. I actually don't mind it. It's a good movie, Robyn. It's a decent movie. I just have other issues with it.
I think ultimately, at the end of the day, I think that you either have to love it or you hate it. Like it is a good, solid movie that hits all the points. Like, is it about Korea a lot? And is it glazing Korea? Absolutely. But it's not sitting here saying, like, we want you to take over China and defeat them because they committed war crimes against us. Like, no, that's not what it's about. It's about Korean culture, which is what I expect out of a movie based in Korea.
I had no issue with the culture. I like, okay, I'll tell you this, right? I liked the culture. I liked the way they made it work. I didn't have an issue with it, right? I think maybe a better example then is like Marvel, right? Let's think of it like Marvel, right? I love Marvel.
No.
She's refusing to talk in the podcast. What
Fine.
am I supposed to do?
I will let you speak your truth, but I am going to tell you one strong reason why it's not like Marvel. You have 2 minutes. Go.
The reason it's like Marvel, okay? K-pop stans love the medium regardless. They are hardcore diehard fans. One of the most hardcore diehard fans out there. Marvel fans and even DC fans, the comic fans, they are obsessed with the material and they get pissed. Some people do get really, really mad if it's not exactly like the source material. And I think it's similar because the fandoms are just clamoring. They love this art form. They love it, right? And anyone who says anything about it or they change anything about it, they get pissed off, right? And in this case, right, I think the Marvel fandom has matured. I think like they've matured a little bit where now people have accepted that things in changing is okay. It's okay to expect better from your movies. Because guess what happened to Marvel? Because even though Fantastic Four was a good film, The Thunderbolts was a good film, it flopped in the box office because people lost faith in it. And it's okay to ask for better movies. That's what I mean, where it's like K-pop fandom. Love your material, go for it. But also, don't also just blindly love it. Like, ask for more. Especially when other materials have done better and have improved their the entire storytelling of it and have put the work in to make it better. Right now, it's still the slope of like bad shit going on with Marvel, but it will come back. I'm willing to bet people will start coming back to the movies. And with K-pop, you guys are sadly very upsettingly very diluted and very devoted to this art form, and they play into that. And I'm like, no, have some sort of the forethought. Like, at least be critical of it. Like, don't be like a drone to loving it. That's what I mean. It's like you can't not hate it, but you can't not love it at the same time. You gotta at least be, knowledgeable that it could be better and expect better.
No,
because if it's a good movie, I will enjoy it.
It is different than Marvel. K-pop Demon Hunters is different than Marvel because I have fallen asleep during almost every single Marvel movie that I have ever watched, and I did not fall asleep during K-pop Demon Hunters. That is my proof that they are not the same.
I meant more like the fandoms is the same.
No.
But Robyn's opinion, I guess, is just a law.
No.
Please.
It is. My opinion is law, and it is solid fact that this movie is good. It is well thought out. It has the perfect balance of things that are upfront, but things that also make you think about it further. And I think that they didn't need a higher rating. They didn't need a PG-13. They didn't need an R rating to make it a mature idea. I think people like you just want your movies handed on a silver platter. You are telling everyone that this movie is the way it is because of brain rot. I think that you want to change it into what you want it to be because your brain is the one that's rotted.
No, Robyn, I'm hurt, Robyn. I'm hurt. No,
Good.
Hey, saddened even that you think I will say, okay, you know what? If you want to talk about the one thing I liked about the movie, another thing I will bring back that I liked about the movie, this is where the spoiler part that I really liked with the plot, I liked the part where Rumi was confronting her like mother figure, Celine, right? Like the whole idea of it was cool. That's what I was like really interested. I was like, wait, this is actually a good fucking, this is getting not edgy, it's getting dark, right? And I fucked with it. I was like, this is good. Like, it's a kid's movie. Like, damn, she's ready for her to seppuku her ass. Like, she's ready to fucking kill her on the spot. She's like, please end my suffering. I'm like, damn, that's dark. That's sick. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying every story needs to be dark, but it was good.
It was supposed to be really dark. It was supposed to like essentially have blood and gore in it, from what I understand. Like,
right.
It was supposed to get really
I mean, I don't think there was any blood and gore. I don't think that was the case because like I feel like with the way the demons died, it was
this movie, but I think it was supposed to be like that level of dark where like someone dies.
Right.
I don't remember. I don't think the movie needed death. Concept art of it.
I don't think the movie needed actual death. I think it
did. I think someone should have died.
What? No. If it's a general audience movie, like I don't need to hear a death bait. Okay, there's enough of those in film. I liked the way it was. I like the idea of like her feeling like she's not enough because her mother figure always told her that she wasn't like she had to hide herself, right? Which I like the messaging. That was a good messaging, but it threw everything away when she just walks up to the stadium. She's like, I'm gonna make my own Hanmoon with my way, and I'm like, I wanted to see like her come to that terms instead of just being like, I'm all of a sudden badass now. Let me start singing. Like you were there, you had it, you had like a good story beat, but then you just decided to be like music time to make badass action music scene, and I'm like, come on.
I think you fell asleep during the movie.
I did not. She went to have a talk with the mom, right? And mom, this is another thing. Celine, sorry, or not even her mom, I think her aunt maybe, but like Celine was giving her that whole talk, right? Like she was like, hide your shit, and she doubled down, right? She hit the pirate software double down approach, and I was like, I don't mind this idea. I don't mind this idea at all. Like, go for it, you know? But like, you know, it's sad because they just kind of didn't do anything with that character. They just made her the same one note character. Fine. You could still do that, but like, there's a better way to go about it rather than just like, you could have just done something a little bit more with that. And also like, at least show maybe show her like, you know, Rumi, like coming to terms with what she said and be like, no, screw this. Like just like a little, like just a little bit of a scene, just a little bit. But she instead just walks up and like,
you could have had that scene if they made the whole 3-hour movie.
Oh my God, why you arguing for the 3-hour movie? Okay, Robyn, there have been movies, same animated movies that are similar length and still make a very coherent and simple plot work. You don't need a 3-hour long movie to tell the story.
They did make it work, though. They did make it work. You just are stupid. You're stupid.
Oh, Robyn. You're rage baiting me. You're rage baiting me, Robyn.
I'm not.
This is a bit. This is a bit.
I have literally destroyed every single one of your points. I'm just teabagging you on top of it because I can.
All I'm hearing is that you're just walking on my fucking grave when I'm not even dead yet.
What do you mean? You're dead. I shot you. You're done. I'm doing that little teabag right after I no scope 360 you. You're done.
Acting like that's relevant to this conversation. How about this? Okay? Why don't we talk about your one big reason why you love this movie, right? I know you've been clapping back against me, but I feel like you obviously have strong opinions, and I wanted you to just summarize them why you love this movie. Just because I don't want to be filled with this movie with hate.
I think the penultimate point why I like this movie is because they took such a unique concept and really made it into something good and like didn't phone it out. Like they weren't like, oh, they didn't like pull like a fucking YouTube rewind being like, you know what we need, guys? K-pop! Like they didn't just do that. It was an actual story about Korean culture in more ways than just K-pop, because they get into so much of the culture, the lifestyle, and especially with Zoe, they get into the idea of being like Korean American and the differences there. And it's within the subtlety of the storytelling. If you watch the movie,
I watched the movie.
Oh my gosh. But it is a very all-encompassing story about a specific culture too, which I think a lot of writers, and especially more so a lot of studios, are scared to invest in. They want to make everything so widespread, so general audience, especially when they're dealing with smaller communities. They want to make it as general as possible to get other people behind it. And K-pop Demon Hunters is proof that you don't need to strip your ideas of culture and nuance in order for it to be enjoyable, in order for it to be relatable. But you also don't need to sit there for 40 years explaining the history of the culture either. And I think that's why anime is so big in a lot of ways too, because not all anime, because a lot of anime gets into all different things, but there is a lot of anime where it's just like you appreciate the culture of, usually it's Japan it's displaying, and you can appreciate it for what it is, and it doesn't have to un-Japanese itself. And that's sort of what K-pop Demon Hunters is, where it's this beautiful display of well-written storytelling about a specific culture, both in its history and its modern era, without un-Koreifying it.
So here's what I'm going to say, right? If there is a video essay made on the video or on the movie then I can depending on how many good video essays there are on it, will determine if it is a good movie or not. If it has a lot of layers to it. Okay. And I'm looking this up.
Pull up YouTube. I'm
looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm seeing a lot of people are like praising the animation, sure, but where do I see anything about, I don't know, the story? What are people talking about?
Literally,
with the story?
The first video is everything great about
that's cinema wins. I'm sorry, but cinema sins and cinema wins. I'm not gonna give that anything. This is just a fucking score counter of like, oh, this is good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's no. They don't count. They don't.
I also think the one thing that I'll say is a lot of the movie analysis has actually been through short form content.
That tells you everything. That tells you exactly what they were going for.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God.
Listen, I don't disrespect it. I'm just saying they know their audience. They just knew who they were targeting. And I will be honest, yeah, I am definitely not the target audience of this movie. But at the same time, I could have been at least more enjoyable. It could have been better. It could have been better. That's what I'm saying. It could have been better.
You want to know your logic behind the amount of video essay, like, videos determines the quality of the movie? That means Cool Cat Saves the Kids is, like, a cinematic masterpiece.
No, that's not what I mean. Okay, let me pull it back for a second, okay? Into the
Cool
Spider-Verse.
Cat Saves the Kids a cinematic masterpiece?
No, that's not the point.
Is that the type of media you want?
No, what I'm saying is, like, think of it like this, right? My one true love of a movie. I stand by it. Like, this is my favorite movie of all time. It is Into the Spider-Verse. Genuinely one of my favorite movies of all time. I will, hands down, die on that hill because this movie, I do love me some Marvel. I do love Marvel stuff, but I'm also critical of it when it deserves to be critical. And with Marvel and with the Spider-Verse movies, especially the first one, you can tell they cared so much about the source material. They put so much thought into it, right? And I'm going to show you right now. If you look up Spider-Verse video essay, the first two things, there is a literal 35-minute video essay on a character that showed up for like less than 10 minutes in the movie. This is 2 years ago. Miguel's this, like, look how many views these videos have. It just, look at this. Pro artists, like, there's a lot more in-depth video analysis of this. Of course, the movie's been out longer. Fine. I'll give it that. But you can tell, and also, they also handle culture with, like, the Indian culture of Indian Spider-Man. They have so many different things. They're also doing the same thing. They're doing the culture. It's made by the same fucking studio. So you can see what good looks like. You can see what caring about the source material, caring about the medium looks like. And when I look at K-pop Demon Hunters, I could tell they have a lot of love and interest in K-pop, but like I don't see the interest in repeat viewing besides listening to the music again.
You are choosing to be ignorant about Korean culture because there are so many videos analyzing the weapons, the design of their weapons, their outfits. Even there are analyses of Derpy, the tiger cat, and his like purpose and the background of what he actually is and how it ultimately like goes into it. And I literally just saw a video today talking about Zoe and all the little details that animators put in to like make it evident that yes, she is Korean, but she's Korean American. So there's a lot of things that she doesn't understand, like Korean eating culture. She can't bow the same way that the other girls do. She doesn't interact with people the same way that the other girls do. And there's never a song where she is speaking Korean and she is almost entirely in English because of that. See?
Hold on, I'm looking it up. These are always, sometimes these videos are really clickbaity, okay? You gotta be understanding. I used to watch Channel Frederator, so I know this channel. I'm gonna just look at these. I'm just looking for now. Again, I am definitely not at, who are powerfully and feminine without being overly sexualized. 1.5 minutes.
Exactly. It passes the Bechdel test too. A movie, it's good. It's good. It passes the Bechdel test.
Again, I never said the movie's bad. I never said the movie's terrible. I just said it could be better. That is my only thing. I'm critical of the things that I love.
You say it can be better, but all of your suggestions do make it significantly worse. It makes it obvious that like you saw the movie, but you didn't watch the movie.
You want to know something I didn't tell you because I didn't want people to get the wrong idea. I watched this movie 2 times. Okay, I watched it twice.
Wow,
I watched it. But you understand?
Fucked up 2 times in a row and still didn't watch the whole movie.
No.
That's a little funny. that you needed to watch the movie 2 times to be this wrong. I can only imagine how bad this would have gone for you if you only watched it once.
Oh my God, no. Using my own point against me. That's the only point I'll give you. Fuck you.
Because I watched this movie once and was able to appreciate the amount of detail. And like, I watched this movie once and I'm like, this is one of my top 10 movies now. And I'm just rewatching it whenever I get bored.
Well, here's what I'll say, right? The reason I watched it twice is because I didn't want to go in with the preconceived biases that I feel like I have. You know, so I went in twice.
No, you just didn't want to get your shit wrecked by me.
When I first watched it, I was like kind of like just like lost for a second. I was like, this is a fucking crazy pacing.
I'm not an idiot.
I have a normal sized brain and it's fully functional.
Today's episode, Robyn calls Medz the idiot that he rightfully is for an hour. You're welcome.
This is not what I wanted from life, man. But you see the point of like again, you know what? You want to go to one thing we do definitely agree on? The romance. The romance I thought wasn't good. It was okay. It was fine.
Well, I never said it wasn't good. My opinion is I think it needs one more scene to make it perfect.
Maybe a little bit more, I would say.
One more scene would have made the transition a little smoother. But it also happens in K-dramas a lot where it's a bit of a crash landing. Sometimes, like, the slow burn isn't as slow as you want it. But I'm not even saying it's bad. I just like my love stories to be so slow burning that it's like, it'll take an hour to cook this steak. I like it so slow. And to prove to people that I like it so slow, I was a Miraculous Ladybug fan. I like being teased. I like being edged. It's what I like in my life. And I would have liked that out of this movie. And you know what? I think I would have gotten that if it was a show instead.
Right. Well, I'll say this, right? Let me say one thing about the movie. One important thing is that, like, there was a lot of good aspects to it. It could have been better. And I will say that if everyone loves the movie, maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Maybe I am wrong. But that doesn't mean you can't hope better for the next one. That's all I'm going to say. Because here's my one pitch that I really was like feeling that I was thinking about, right? Like just restructure the movie a little bit. Like, I feel like that's the one thing. Like, at least, like, people already love K-pop. There's already so many people that love it. I think they could have at least let the audience, like, if you say to yourself, you like a slower burn story, and you said the pacing was not an issue. So that's a goes against each other, right? If they actually slowed it down.
No, I like a slow burn romance. I don't like a slow burn story. I like a slow burn romance.
So here's what I'm going to say, right? The movie was mostly about the music. I think that, at least you can agree with me on that, right? Like, would you say the movie was mostly about the music?
No, it was
a good chunk of the focus was on the music.
The culture. It was like a musical in a lot of ways, but the music was the storytelling vehicle. It wasn't about the music.
That's okay. You know what? Fair. Field milk.
What?
I need to just process my brain right now. I've been getting yelled at the entire time, and I'm pretty sure the comments are going to do the same thing. I've had to say so much that I don't hate you guys. I don't hate this medium.
I'm gonna have my little Robyn army defending me, defending my very right opinions.
I would love to see how much they either honestly watch them actually fucking fight you. Watch the K-pop fans fight you.
Honestly, I will fight you all in the comments. I will beat you all the fuck up because this movie was really, really good. It was really, really good, really, really well structured. It is a repeat watch, and it is universally beloved.
I'm just gonna see this right now because I do want to see the difference in reviews, okay? And because you can't lie to me. This is not an unfair comparison to make with Into the Spider-Verse and then K-pop Demon Hunters.
I don't know why I think K-pop Demon Hunters ended up having a higher rating than Into the Spider-Verse.
I think K-pop fans they just will love a lot of things involving K-pop.
No, because I think you're really overestimating how many K-pop fans actually watch this, because it's not like K-pop fans are like anything K-pop they immediately like. Like, they have favorite bands, they have favorite people, they have stans, they have biases. Like, they stick to what they like, and to get them to like a new K-pop group is like a feat. To be able to pull someone's fans away from their like bias or their like favorite K-pop group at that time, that is like a strong feat. Where I think K-pop Demon Hunters went right, and not to say Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse went wrong here, but its music is a lot more general than superheroes. Because there are people like me where I hear superhero and I'm like, I'm not interested. Honestly, I'm going to be straight up. I have not watched Into the Spider-Verse yet. I have not got around to watching it. As much as I am an animation nerd, I do appreciate a lot of the clips and I appreciate a lot of what it is, but I have not sat down and watched it, mostly because I sit there and I'm like, I don't like superheroes.
You know, let's do a quick little litmus test. Let's do a litmus test.
Okay, whatever. I can't finish my point.
Okay, I'm sorry. Finish your point. Finish your point. Finish your point. I'm sorry. Finish your point. You cut me off as well, but I apologize at least.
Superheroes are not as general of something that someone can like compared to music, because I think you could be interested in, you could not be interested in K-pop, but still be interested in the idea of people defeating things with music. Mm-hmm. And that's what it is.
I kind of disagree, because Marvel's been around for such a long time.
No, but there is a huge group of people like me where I'm like, I don't like superheroes. I don't give a fuck. If it's superhero, I'm not really interested in. Compared to music, there is a smaller group of people who are just like, I don't like music. I'm not interested in music.
That's
like,
fair. But not everyone's interested in K-pop.
Yes, but my point is that it's so much less, like, K-pop is an element of it, but the movie is about music at the end of the day. Right. It is about music and defeating things with music.
If you boil it down, yes.
You could probably, instead of it being K-pop, it could have been K-rock and stayed the same exact way. I think ultimately it needed to stay Korean, but I think you could have changed it to any genre of music and it still would have been interesting and it still would have caught people's attention, compared to Into the Spider-Verse, where it's like all someone has to do is go, I don't like superheroes, and then they'll peace out.
I think that's a bit incorrect, but I will say that they can say the same. They can say the same thing about the movie's literally called K-pop Demon Hunters. K-pop already has a bad image.
My point is, if you took a Spider-Man out of Into the Spider-Verse, it would not be Into the Spider-Verse anymore. It like, being a superhero movie is an integral part of the movie.
So you're telling me they can make a country music Demon Hunters movie? They make a Morgan Wallen Demon Hunter?
Dude, I think they could just rewrite Devil Went Down to Georgia and make it Korean, and then boom, you got a new K-pop Demon Hunters. I think any genre of music could have worked for it. I like rock. I think a rock version of K-pop Demon Hunters, where it's like rock musicians defeating demons with rock music, would be super duper interesting. And there are probably people who would think country music versions of it could be super interesting. People could think rap and hip hop would be a super interesting idea. Music is so much more general, and it ultimately transcends like language and the beauty of language. Superheroes just don't do that same thing. And the thing about K-pop Demon Hunters 2 is it is more inclusive for women, or at the very least, music and Demon Hunters is more gender neutral and inclusive of women compared to superheroes. Superheroes, not that only men are interested in it, but it is a very male-dominated area in a lot of ways.
I want to clap back, but I want to just do my little litmus test so badly. So I
Okay.
will,
Do your little litmus test.
I want to just look through the reviews. I want to just see the reviews and compare K-pop Demon Hunters with Spider-Verse and see what people are saying.
Okay.
I'm more curious to see if what I'm saying aligns with what people are saying, the audience are saying about K-pop Demon Hunters. That's the biggest thing here, okay? And if you would either agree with these random people online or not. That is my real big litmus test here. Because we'll see. Look, the first one we got, Carter T. I couldn't just watch it once. Incredible music, not to mention amazing animation and atmosphere it creates. K-pop Demon Hunters is a must-watch for Netflix users.
Yes.
Fine. That's a bold opinion, but sure. And let's see. The earworms, funny and so well done. They give it 4 stars, though. Like, I mean, I think I agree with this one the most. I think generally, if I were to honestly give this movie a rating, it probably would be like a 6.5 to a 7. I think that's like a pretty decent rating for this movie. And 4 maybe is a little too much, but fair. Let's see.
Wait, you skip the one that's right above that.
Oh, sorry.
It is true. A new name for this movie should be the BTS movie. Now I'm going to drive in my car after having a beer.
Yeah, this is clearly a very sober individual. I don't see a man having a beer and calling it poo. I don't think that's the same. Those are at odds with each other. Please bring this to theaters.
Guys, alpha males don't use the word poo.
Alpha males, they use excrement.
That's a beta.
They don't even poop.
Term.
Real alpha males don't shit. Come on, guys.
Shit. You just chug the Saratoga water.
Okay, here, this is a good one. I literally made this account to come talk about how much I love this movie. I am a grown adult woman with a child, and let me say, I've watched this 4 times already. It has all the best plot devices and character dynamics. Morally gray. What is that from seeing?
Female main
female main character. Enemies to lovers. Female main character. Male main character. Okay, the girlhood, the messages of self-acceptance, the tears I shed watching this, the laughs. This movie shouldn't be judged by its cover. I agree. This part I agree with the most. I think you should not judge the movie by its cover, right? I think it's definitely people who hate K-pop, like Mr. I Poo over here, just does not like K-pop. He does not like K-pop whatsoever. He just hates the entire medium. I'm going at it with an open mind. I will at least say that. You know, I will never say that I hate this movie, okay? There's a lot more things that I hate. Like, there are a lot more things in my life that I would rather watch this than fucking play the Pirate Software fucking game. I'll tell you that. Pirate Software game's horrible, okay? You don't want to know what the pain I've went through.
You would rather have a decent meal than to have your face rubbed in shit.
Listen, all I'm just trying to say is I don't hate this movie. Okay, and
that's like saying you would rather eat a steak than be forced to eat a flaming sword.
Okay, wait, let's look at this one. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Kira, as a woman in my 50s, I was put off by the title. I thought I wouldn't get it at all. Okay, this is someone who does not even understand K-pop, okay? My 11-year-old son hounded me to watch it, and when I did, I was surprised at how good it was. The storyline is interesting and entertaining with a few twists and turns. The music and animation are great too. Definitely worth the watch. My son has seen it 5 times and counting. This really is like...
This is proving the point that I was making, that this movie is good for a general audience just because it is about music, and it is a more general topic that people can understand and appreciate, even though it is about a specific genre and a specific culture.
Let's watch this real quick. Let's look at the Spider-Verse too, because I want to see like what people say about that compared to this. I can't get enough of this movie. It's so good. I want more. Pretty good animation. Okay, that one's like really short. This movie brings back so many memories. The action, the characters, designs, the soundtrack. Even my favorite song, "Sunflower." This movie's goated. Best movie ever made in my favorite Spider-Man movie ever. I agree. I think that's what I'm also noticing as well is like they're both being glazed for completely different reasons, right?
Yeah, but keep going with the Into the Spider-Verse ones.
Yeah.
I'd like you to find one where it says, I am not a superhero fan, but I like this. Not to say that there isn't, because there are plenty of people who weren't superhero fans who did like the movie, but if you look at all the reviews are, I'm a superhero fan. I've been a fan for 10 years. I'm such a huge Spider-Man fan, which is great. I'm glad that you appreciate the movie, and it is a good movie. But compared to the K-pop Demon Hunters reviews, where all it took was 2 different adult women say, I don't like K-pop, but I was pushed to watch this movie and loved it. That is what's good about K-pop Demon Hunters. That is why it's getting higher reviews. That is why it's more popular, because it is escaping outside of its target market and hitting a greater, wider market.
Well, this is what I mean, right? So like the reason that no one's gonna say I don't like Spider-Man and I love this movie is because everybody knows Spider-Man. It's like literally the most iconic superhero of all time. Why do you think Marvel is banking their entire?
I didn't.
Well, that's because you're one of the outliers because he's literally the most iconic character of all time.
Don't like superhero movies. There are so many people like me where we hear superhero and we turn away. And that's not to say that they're all bad. I would say if I had to pick a superhero that I could probably sort of stand, I'm going to be straight up. I've never seen a Spider-Man movie ever, point blank, period.
But you know Spider-Man. You know who Spider-Man is.
I know who he is. He's an iconic character, but that doesn't mean I like it. It's like, I'm trying to think. It's like there are people who have not watched SpongeBob, or I've watched SpongeBob.
You know, Robyn, let me tell you this one thing.
Think of an iconic character that I just don't like, no matter, like it happens.
Right. I would say maybe Family Guy. Maybe Family Guy's one of those. Like,
yeah,
Peter Griffin.
I think Family Guy, or you know what? I think South Park is a great example. I am a South Park fan, but there are some people who are like, no, I don't like it. If it remotely reminds me of South Park, I tap out. Or Family Guy. Is some people just do not like that genre of media. Or sitcoms. Some people hear sitcom and immediately go no. And I think superheroes do a lot of the same thing. They still might know what Friends is, but they hear sitcom and they're like, I'm not going to watch.
Just keep one thing in mind. This is something that you cannot refute with all your being. K-pop demon hunters would not even exist if it wasn't for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, that I would agree with.
It is literally...
Into the Spider-Universe made this style of animation iconic and brought Sony animation to the top tier, and it's ultimately the start of its renaissance. I am never going to sit here and I should watch this movie. I keep not watching this movie. I need to find a man or woman who does like superhero movies and let them force me to watch it, because otherwise I will still probably not get around to watching this movie. But the entire time I was watching the animation, I was like, whoa, this is like all the Into the Spider-Verse clips I've seen. I
will say this right now. You might not have a man, you might not have a woman, but you do have an alien who really loves this movie and is more than willing to make you watch it, because I do own
flying down
digital
to
version.
See you to watch it.
I'm flying down there later in a few months. So you know what? I'll put this shit on the big screen for you, because this movie is deserving of all the praise, and you would not have K-pop Demon Hunters if this wasn't here. Just full stop. So
I'm going to wake up tied up in your home, and all there's going to be is a TV with Into the Spider-Verse on repeat for the next 24 hours.
Like, love the movie, Robyn. Watch it. Enjoy Spider-Man.
I think I will. There is a handful of superhero movies that I can enjoy. Honestly, most of the time, I only enjoy it when it's like an anti-hero one, because I think that the overall plot to superhero movies is just very bland. And honestly, I would almost say K-pop Demon Hunters is almost a superhero movie in like a little bit of a way, but because they don't call it that, and because it's Demon Hunters in general, it makes it more interesting.
All I'll say is that K-pop Demon Hunters isn't a bad film. It's not an amazing film. It is a good film.
It is
that has a lot of good ideas, but I can feel the intention is different. And that would rubs me the wrong way. But you already said it. You will not deny Spider-Man would not have been this. This would not have been here if it wasn't for Spider-Man. And that's my main argument now. Boom. My big fuck you, because that is what I will be right about,
because
regardless.
You couldn't prove yourself right. I get it. I get it.
We'll let the viewers decide who is right in this argument. Maybe we're both wrong. Maybe we're just both
your
wrong.
bravery to be wrong, Medz. I appreciate that you had the courage to be so stupid and so wrong on the internet. It takes a lot. I'm really proud of you that you had the strength to do that.
They call me the Oppenheimer, okay? I know the dark shit before anyone else did. I knew the power before anyone else. And you have the power right now to tell us how bad of an argument I made or how bad of an argument Robyn made, because
I made great arguments. If you say my arguments were bad, I will fight you in the comments.
At the end of the day, we still love each other. We still are somewhat tolerating of each other. Frenemies even.
We're smooching it up the moment the cameras turn off.
Please, God,
we're working on that YouTube, baby.
We are not hate fucking. That is not happening. For I have no penis as an alien.
There's other ways. Haven't you seen none of them?
Anyways, this is the end of this episode. Please, 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 if you haven't already, click on a video on screen. Click another episode because we love yapping. And if you love hearing us yapping, especially because there's a lot of you folks around here, please watch more. We really love yapping. So just if you like hearing us yap, then let's listen to us more. So go ahead. So go click on a video. Click on a video to hear more of us yap. Do it now.
Click on that video. Click on that video.